Welcome back to another explainer. Let me ask you something right out of the gate. Do you ever feel like you're making your own life unnecessarily exhausting? Or is it possible your nervous system is actually wired completely differently from birth? Well, let's dive into it.
We always kind of joke about overthinking, right? But psychology is proving that highly sensitive people, or HSPs, aren't just making things harder on themselves. It's not a choice. Their nervous systems are literally biologically wired from day one to process everything with intense magnitude. So today, we're breaking down the 10 psychological truths and the actual biology behind feeling everything deeply. Chapter 1, The Biological Radar.
Okay, truth number 1. We'll call this the 93% rule. Think about it. When someone smiles and says, "I'm fine," most people only process the 7% of communication that comes from the actual words. But in HSP, they operate as a nonverbal scanner. They are instantly hit and often totally overwhelmed by the 93% of hidden emotional truth that's leaking through tone of voice and body language.
So how exactly do they catch all that hidden data? Microexpressions. These are tiny involuntary facial twitches that flash in less than 1/15 of a second, literally the blink of an eye. An HSP's brain catches these on autopilot, so when a really loud fake laugh doesn't quite match the underlying emotion in the room, their biology sends an immediate instinctual error message.
Which brings us to truth number 2, the emotional sponge. If you're an HSP, your mirror neuron system is basically firing at maximum capacity all the time. This means you literally simulate another person's emotional state right inside your own body. You're not just empathizing in your head. No, you are empathizing with your biology. You physically feel that tight chest or actual pain when you see someone else suffering.
Now, back in ancient times, this deep biological empathy was a superpower. It made HSPs these absolutely crucial spiritual watchers who could sense danger before anyone else. But today, well, it can be a bit of a psychological trap. I mean, just think about mindlessly scrolling through thousands of tragedies on social media. It completely overloads a nervous system that is fundamentally designed to deeply feel everything it sees.
Chapter 2, the physical toll. All right, truth number 3. The sleeping gatekeeper. Usually, a part of the brain called the thalamus filters out background noise so you can actually focus. But for a highly sensitive person, this gatekeeper is basically taking a nap. A coworker smacking gum, distant office chatter, even a humming AC. It all hits their brain at absolute maximum volume. And this incredibly low sensory threshold is exactly why loud environments trigger genuine, real stress hormones.
And because of that, we get truth number 4. Allostatic load reduction. That's a fancy medical term, but basically, to clear out all that built-up cortisol, an HSP experiences a sudden, full-system power down. While extroverts might recharge by grabbing drinks at a loud, crowded bar, an HSP needs a totally dark, dead silent room with absolutely zero physical contact just to completely disconnect. It's not being antisocial, guys, it's literal biological maintenance.
Truth number 5 is what we call the rule of 3. Try giving a highly sensitive person 3 simultaneous tasks and put a ticking countdown clock in front of them. Their deep processing brain will instantly go into pure cortisol panic. It physically pushes them to freeze. Because remember, they are deep, meticulous analyzers. They are definitely not shallow multitaskers.
Chapter 3, the social minefield. Truth number 6, rumination. Because HSPs process information so deeply, their memories are stored as full-blown, multisensory, physical experiences. So today, this wiring can trap sensitive people in these agonizing mental loops. They will literally sit there and physically recreate the shaking hands and the sharp chest pain of some random, harsh online comment they read 3 months ago.
Truth number 7, amygdala hijacking. During any kind of conflict, the brain's fear center essentially takes the wheel. To an HSP, social disharmony gets confused directly with a literal physical survival threat. This is exactly why they often freeze up or just rush to apologize just to put out the fire of someone's anger. To their amygdala, a harsh tone feels like life or death.
And that leads us to truth number 8, the can't say no disease. Did you know that social rejection and physical pain actually share the exact same neural area in the human brain? So saying no to someone creates a vivid, very real physical ache of guilt for an HSP. Uttering the word yes just becomes a desperate biological painkiller.
Chapter 4, the orchids bloom.
Truth number 9, vantage sensitivity. Now here is the beautiful part. A nervous system that strongly amplifies pain, well, it also extraordinarily amplifies joy. This exact same wiring allows HSPs to experience literal electric waves from beautiful music. They can cry at the sheer soul of a painting, and they get to experience life in billions of incredibly vibrant shades that most people just completely overlook.
And finally, truth number 10, the orchid paradox. Psychologist Jay Belsky notes that most people out there are dandelions. You know, they're tough, they thrive anywhere, but they have a pretty average bloom. Highly sensitive people, on the other hand, are orchids. Yeah, they might wither in a really harsh environment, but given the right care, they achieve unmatched creativity and a breathtaking bloom that dandelions simply can never match.
So, how do you actually master your orchid power? First off, set ironclad boundaries. You've got to treat your energy exactly like a bank account. Second, accept guilt-free solitude. Seriously, that dark, quiet room we talked about, that is your emergency medical care. Take it. And third, actively use beauty and art to detox from all those daily emotional toxins.
I want to leave you with this final thought as we wrap up today's explainer. Around 15 to 20% of the world are highly sensitive people. If you are one of them, it's honestly a magical privilege because you alone get to see the glowing light at the bottom of the ocean.